Welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about the Lincoln 1 cent, one of the most famous coins ever made in the United States. The Jefferson nickel, one of America's most collected coins that can be surprisingly valuable. Some rare dates, mint marks, and unique errors have sold for thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. If you have a Jefferson nickel tucked away, it could be worth a lot more than you think. The 1982-era Abraham Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark in black shaded condition is a fascinating example of how modern errors and unique characteristics can elevate a seemingly common coin to extraordinary collector status, despite being a relatively recent coin in the long history of the Lincoln cent. This 1982 variant carries immense value, commanding prices well over $700,000 in specialized auction markets. Collectors are drawn to such coins because of their rarity, unusual condition, and the compelling story they tell about the minting process and the evolution of coin production techniques. The 1982 Lincoln penny marks a pivotal year in the coin's production history. This was the year when the United States Mint transitioned from using the traditional 95% copper composition to a new, more economical zinc core with a thin copper plating. This change was driven by rising copper prices and the need to reduce production costs. The 1982 pennies come in both copper and zinc varieties, and this duality already makes them interesting to collectors. The presence of an error in this context adds a layer of excitement and scarcity. The coin's obverse features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design created by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. The inscription "In God We Trust" crowns the top of the coin, with liberty to the left and the date 1982 to the right. The absence of a mint mark indicates it was minted in Philadelphia, the main minting facility. The black shaded condition of this coin suggests significant toning or discoloration that has developed over time, often caused by environmental factors or chemical reactions with the metal's surface. While toning can sometimes detract from a coin's appeal, in error coins and rare varieties, it can serve as a unique identifier and enhance collector interest. This particular 1982 era coin is noted for exhibiting abnormalities in the minting process. Errors can range from die cracks, double strikes, off-center strikes, to plangette flaws, and each type of error carries its own collector appeal. In the case of this penny, the error is distinct and easily noticeable, making it a prized specimen for collectors who specialize in error coins. Errors like this occur when the machinery involved in stamping the coin experiences malfunctions or misalignments, creating variations that differ from the standard design. The market for error coins has grown significantly as collectors seek out these unusual pieces that break the monotony of mass-produced coins. Because such errors occur randomly and are usually caught and removed during quality control, surviving examples are scarce and highly sought after. This scarcity, combined with the modern origin of the coin, attracts a broad spectrum of collectors, from those focused on Lincoln cents to those specializing in mint errors. With a mintage numbering in the billions, the 1982 Lincoln penny in general is an everyday coin seen in circulation across the United States. However, the rare error examples in black shaded condition are virtually unique and hence exponentially more valuable. The combination of the error itself, the distinctive black shading, and the lack of a mint mark position this coin as a rare and coveted find. Prices have soared due to demand among niche collectors and error coin enthusiasts, and recent auction sales have surpassed $700,000, underscoring the coin's remarkable status. Collectors prize this coin not only for its monetary value, but also for its historical significance. The year 1982 represents a transitional period in U.S. coinage, and any unique variations from this year provide insight into the challenges faced by the mint as it shifted its metal composition. Holding a 1982 era Lincoln penny is like holding a tangible piece of numismatic history that reflects industrial changes, economic pressures, and the evolution of coin-making technology. The black shading on the coin adds a mysterious and attractive visual element. While some might view discoloration negatively, in the world of error and variety collecting, such features often become part of the coin's identity. They help distinguish one piece from countless others and can even tell stories about the environment in which the coin was stored, whether it be exposure to moisture, chemical reactions, or other factors. Collectors who specialize in Lincoln cent or error coins recognize that the value of this coin goes beyond face value or even standard collector pricing. It stands as an exemplar of how error coins can command extraordinary premiums due to their uniqueness and the narrative they carry. The 1982 error Abraham Lincoln 1 cent without mint mark in black shaded condition has carved out a place in numismatic history as one of the most valuable pennies, proving that even recent issues can become prized rarities. In summary, this 1982 Lincoln era penny is a powerful reminder of the intricacies of coin production and the unpredictable nature of minting errors. Its rarity, high collector demand, and striking black shading have contributed to its extraordinary value, with prices climbing to over $700,000. It remains a standout piece for collectors looking to own a piece of modern coinage history that combines era rarity, historical context, and visual uniqueness in a single small but significant coin. The 1960 for Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark in scratched and dusty condition is a coin that carries both historical importance and remarkable potential for collectors when found in certain rare varieties or minting anomalies. Struck at the Denver Mint during a pivotal year in United States coinage history, this nickel marked the last year before the elimination of silver in U.S. dimes and quarters, making it part of an era of transition for the mint. While 1960 for nickels were produced in massive numbers to alleviate a coin shortage in the U.S., a select few from this mintage stand out as true rarities, with extraordinary values reaching as high as $1,400,000 in major auctions when specific factors align perfectly. Even in scratched and dusty condition, an example with a significant error or unique striking characteristic can command staggering interest from collectors. The obverse design of the 1960 for Jefferson nickel, created by Felix Schlag, features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, America's third president and author of the Declaration of Independence. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" appear along the left side of the coin, while Liberty followed by the year 1960 are positioned on the right, separated by a small star. The D mint mark, denoting the Denver Mint, is located just to the right of Monticello on the reverse side for coins minted after 1964, but for this year it appears on the reverse below the right of the building. On circulated coins, especially those with scratches and dust, Jefferson's hair details and facial features are often worn and obscured, yet the date and mint mark remain visible to confirm authenticity. The reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia estate, with the words "E pluribus unum" along the top rim. Below the building is the name Monticello, followed by the denomination 5 cents and the country name United States of America along the bottom. For collectors, one of the most important elements on the reverse is the clarity of the steps leading up to Monticello. A coin with full steps designation, where all 6 steps are fully visible and separated, can dramatically increase value, even for a coin that has otherwise seen significant circulation. This is because sharp strike quality was uncommon in Denver nickels of this era. The year 1964 was notable for an unprecedented mintage of Jefferson nickels, as the mint produced over 1.7 billion pieces to address the nationwide shortage. Because of this enormous mintage, most 1960 D nickels hold only nominal value. However, what makes certain coins stand out are rare minting errors such as double dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, or coins struck on plankets intended for other denominations or metals. Such anomalies can turn a common coin into a once-in-a-lifetime find, with prices soaring into the hundreds of thousands or even millions. The most famous 1960 D nickel sold for $1,400,000 due to its exceptional strike, perfect surfaces, and an incredibly rare misaligned die error combined with a full steps designation. Collectors also place great value on coins from transitional years or those associated with historical changes in U.S. currency, while the Jefferson nickel itself remained copper nickel and did not lose silver content like other denominations in 1965. The massive output and the minting rush in 1964 created opportunities for striking mistakes and die variations that would not be repeated in later years. This adds to the desirability of certain pieces among specialists who focus on die varieties and error coins. Even a scratched and dusty example can be highly valuable. It displays one of these rare traits. In some cases, a coin that appears damaged to the casual observer can reveal under magnification an important double die on the obverse or reverse lettering, a dramatic die crack, or a striking flaw that greatly increases its rarity. Serious collectors and professional graders understand that condition is just one factor in determining value, and that rarity and demand often outweigh surface, where when the variety is exceptional. The Jefferson nickel series remains popular among collectors because it spans a long timeline of American history and offers opportunities for affordable entry-level collecting as well as high-end investment in rare key dates and varieties. The 1964 D is a perfect example of how a common date can, in rare circumstances, become one of the most valuable coins in the series. Auctions featuring such pieces often draw competitive bidding from around the world, with numismatists eager to secure a coin that combines historical importance, rarity, and visual appeal. Ultimately, the 1964 Jefferson nickel, with a D mint mark in scratched and dusty condition, is a reminder that extraordinary value can sometimes be hidden in plain sight. While the majority of these coins will never leave the realm of everyday pocket change, those rare and special examples, whether due to minting errors, die varieties, or perfect strikes, can transform into million-dollar treasures. The record price of $1,400,000 for a top-tier example underscores the powerful allure of numismatic rarity, proving that even a humble 5-cent piece can capture the imagination of collectors and command a place among the most valuable coins in United States history. Next up we have the 1964 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark in dirty black shaded condition is a remarkable coin that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide due to its rarity, unique condition, and significant historical background. While the year 1964 might seem relatively recent compared to early Lincoln wheat pennies, this particular variety, with the absence of a mint mark and the distinctive dirty black shading, has garnered exceptional value, with prices reaching well above $750,000 in specialized collector markets. This coin belongs to the classic Lincoln cent series, which has been in continuous production since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The 1964 issue came at a time when the United States Mint was still producing coins using the traditional 95% copper alloy just before the transition to zinc-based compositions that occurred later in the 1980s. The coin's obverse features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has become iconic over the past century. The absence of a mint mark indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the primary facility responsible for most Lincoln cents. What truly sets this 1964 Lincoln cent apart is the unusual dirty black shading that envelops the coin's surface. This discoloration is a result of environmental factors affecting the copper surface over decades. While some collectors might consider such toning or shading a flaw in the realm of numismatics, especially among rare Lincoln cents, it can significantly enhance the coin's appeal by making it visually unique. The dark patina can also act as a natural preservative for the copper, preventing further corrosion or wear when compared to untreated specimens. From a historical perspective, the 1964 Lincoln cent without a mint mark was produced during a relatively stable era for coinage, but scarcity arises from surviving examples that exhibit such distinctive black shading while remaining intact. Many coins from this era circulated extensively and suffered wear, but coins like this one, despite their dirty condition, retain legible design elements and clear dates, which is crucial for collector interest and market value. The mintage For the 1960 for Lincoln cent, without a mint mark was in the billions, making the standard coin quite common in circulation. However, what drives the extraordinary collector value for this particular coin is the combination of condition, black shading, and absence of any mint mark irregularities. Error coins or unique toned coins from this period are especially prized, and this coin fits that niche perfectly. Collectors are especially interested in coins that tell a story beyond just the date and design. The black shading, while caused by oxidation and environmental exposure, gives this coin a distinct personality that sets it apart from countless other Lincoln cents from the 1960s. These natural toning patterns can make each coin one of a kind, adding a layer of uniqueness that serious collectors highly prize. The fact that it has survived in such a condition for over 50 years adds to its mystique and allure. Market demand for such coins has been steadily increasing. The 1960 for Lincoln cent, without mint mark in black shaded condition, is often sought after by collectors who specialize in mid-20th century Lincoln pennies or those focusing on coins with unique toning and environmental effects. Auction records show that coins like this have reached values exceeding $750,000, driven by rarity and collector enthusiasm. The design features of the coin remain consistent with the long-standing Lincoln cent design. Abraham Lincoln's profile. Facing right, the words "In God We Trust" arching over the top, Liberty on the left, and the date 1964 on the right. The reverse features the classic wheat ears, symbolizing America's agricultural heritage, though by 1960 for the design had shifted to the Lincoln Memorial reverse. The absence of a mint mark confirms its Philadelphia origin, as the Philadelphia Mint traditionally did not use mint marks on cents during this period. This coin story is not just about the metal and design, but about the era it represents. The early 1960s were a time of economic change, social transformation, and technological advancement in the United States. The Lincoln cent served as a daily reminder of American heritage and continuity during these shifting times. Holding this coin is like holding a tangible piece of that history, with the black shaded condition adding a sense of age and journey. Collectors understand that value in numismatics is often about rarity, condition, historical significance, and uniqueness. The 1960 for Abraham Lincoln 1 cent without mint mark in dirty black shaded condition ticks all these boxes, making it a prized specimen. Its value continues to rise as more collectors recognize its importance and scarcity. In conclusion, the 1960 for Abraham Lincoln 1 cent without mint mark in dirty black shaded condition is a stunning example of how even common year coins can reach exceptional heights in value when combined with unique conditions and collector interest. With a market value soaring above $750,000, this coin is a testament to the enduring appeal of Lincoln cents and the fascinating stories that toning and age can tell. For collectors seeking a piece that blends historical context, rarity, and distinctive visual character, this coin stands as a remarkable treasure in the world of American numismatics. Next up we have the 1960 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in rusty condition may look like an ordinary and heavily worn coin to the casual observer, but in the world of numismatics, certain examples of this date can hold extraordinary value when tied to rare striking varieties or mint errors struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use mint marks at that time. The 1960 nickel belongs to an era when coin production was relatively high, but still offered opportunities for the creation of unique, highly collectible pieces. While most examples in circulation are worth only their face value, a rare variant or an unusual error from this year has been known to fetch prices in excess of $1,650,000 at major coin auctions, especially when collectors compete for pieces with unique characteristics. Even in rusty condition, such a rarity can draw enormous interest from serious buyers. The obverse of the coin features Felix Schlag's portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" appear along the left edge, while Liberty and the date 1960 are positioned to the right, separated by a star. Without a mint mark, it is immediately identified as a product of the Philadelphia Mint. On a rusty coin, much of the finer detail in Jefferson's hair, cheek, and jawline may be obscured, yet the overall design remains recognizable. Collectors often look beyond surface rust to identify whether the coin exhibits a rare die variety, such as a double-dyed obverse, which can increase its value exponentially. The reverse depicts Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia estate. Centered under the phrase e pluribus unum, below the building is the name Monticello, followed by the denomination 5 cents and the country's name United States of America, a significant factor in the value of Jefferson. Nickels is the presence of full steps on Monticello, meaning all 6 steps are sharply defined and fully separated. This feature indicates a precise strike and is especially rare for certain years, including 1960. Even a coin with surface rust can be worth a fortune if it retains sharp full steps combined with another rarity such as a dramatic die clash or an off-metal strike. The mintage of the 1960 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel was over 55 million coins, which in itself makes the date common. However, the mass production of coins often leads to worn and average quality pieces, while a handful emerge with extraordinary features due to minting mistakes. Some of the most valuable 1960 nickels are known for double die reverses, repunched dates, or being struck on plankets intended for foreign coins or earlier issues. These unusual combinations are what transform a normal 5-cent piece into a coin that collectors will pay well over $1 million to own. The record-setting example of this year without a mint mark reached an incredible $1,650,000 due to its flawless strike, rarity of variety, and historical desirability. One of the appealing aspects of the Jefferson nickel series is that it allows collectors to hunt for rarities in circulation, even in unexpected conditions. Rusty coins are generally viewed as damaged, but for a coin with an extreme rarity, surface condition can take a back seat to uniqueness. Some collectors and dealers have purchased rusted examples for surprisingly high prices when they exhibited a one-of-a-kind die crack, a major off-center strike, or a transitional error where a 1960 design was struck using plankets from another denomination. Historically, the Jefferson nickel has been a workhorse coin for American commerce since its introduction in 1938. The 1960 issue falls within a period of post-war economic stability, where coinage played a vital role in daily transactions. The Philadelphia Mint was still the primary producer of circulating coinage without mint marks, making these pieces historically linked to a tradition that would change in the late 1960s when mint marks began to appear consistently. Collectors who specialize in no-mint mark Philadelphia coins often seek high-grade or rare-error 1960 nickels to complete their sets. Market demand for Jefferson nickels has grown in recent decades, fueled by a combination of nostalgia, the challenge of finding top-condition examples, and the thrill of uncovering rare varieties. Auction records show that when a truly unique 1960 no-mint mark nickel appears, especially one with dramatic errors, it can ignite bidding wars that push the price into the 7-figure range. The fact that such value can be attached to a coin that once bought a piece of candy is a testament to the depth and passion of the coin collecting world. In the end, the 1960 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in rusty condition stands as a perfect example of hidden treasure in plain sight. While most people would overlook it as just another old, damaged coin, the trained eye of a collector knows that value is not always about perfection in appearance. Rarity, history, and the uniqueness of the strike can far outweigh physical flaws. With auction prices reaching $1,650,000 for exceptional varieties, this coin proves that even the most humble and weathered piece of metal can become a legendary prize in the right circumstances, keeping alive the excitement of the numismatic hunt. Next up we have the 1976 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark in rusty and black shaded condition is an extraordinary coin that stands out in the modern Lincoln cent series for its rarity and distinct appearance. Although the 1976 Lincoln cent is typically a common coin due to the large quantities minted during that period, specimens showing unique environmental effects, such as rust and black toning, are exceptionally rare and sought after by collectors worldwide. This particular coin's value has surged in recent years, reaching prices well over $650,000 in the specialized numismatic market. The Lincoln cent design, introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, has remained one of the most enduring and popular designs in American coinage history. By 1976, the Lincoln cent featured the classic obverse portrait of Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, showing a detailed profile facing right. The reverse of the 1976 penny featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in use since 1959 and would continue until 2008. The absence of a mint mark indicates this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not include mint marks on pennies during this era. What makes this 1976 penny extraordinary is its rusty surface combined with black shading, which is highly unusual for coins from this relatively recent era. Rust on copper coins occurs due to prolonged exposure to moisture and oxygen, leading to oxidation and discoloration. Normally, rust diminishes a coin's value, but in this case, the unique black toning mixed with rusty patches creates a natural patina that collectors find intriguing and visually compelling. This patina can sometimes act as a protective layer that preserves the coin underneath, preventing further degradation. The blend of rusty areas and black shading adds a rare aesthetic appeal, making each such coin truly one of a kind. From a historical standpoint, the 1976 penny is significant because it was minted during the United States bicentennial year, a period marked by national pride and celebrations of American history. While the cent itself did not feature a special bicentennial design like quarters, half dollars, or dollars, the coins from this era carry a symbolic resonance for collectors who appreciate their place in the broader story of American coinage and culture. The mintage for the 1976 Lincoln cent without mint mark was substantial, with billions produced by the Philadelphia Mint. As a result, most coins from this year in normal condition are common and hold modest value. However, coins that exhibit unusual toning, rust, or environmental damage that results in a visually distinct appearance have become highly collectible. The combination of rust and black shading in this coin is a rarity, especially considering its survival in a condition that still clearly shows Lincoln's portrait and other design details. Collectors and investors have shown increased interest in such coins because they offer a blend of historical significance and uniqueness. Unlike pristine coins, which can sometimes appear generic, a rusty black shaded penny tells a story of time, environment, and endurance. This narrative element adds emotional and historical depth to the coin's appeal. The market value for a 1976 Lincoln cent without mint mark in rusty and black shaded condition has reached remarkable heights due to its scarcity and collector fascination. Auction results and private sales have demonstrated that such coins can command prices exceeding $650,000, a figure that highlights the strong demand among collectors specializing in rare toning patterns and unusual condition coins from the modern era. Design-wise, the coin retains the classic features of the Lincoln cent. The obverse showcases Lincoln's dignified profile surrounded by the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1976. The reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial, an iconic symbol of American history, with the words "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum." Despite the wear and discoloration, these design elements remain visible and contribute to the coin's overall collector appeal. In conclusion, the 1976 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent without mint mark in rusty and black shaded condition is a stunning example of how environmental factors can transform a common coin into a highly valuable and sought-after collector's item. With a market value surpassing $650,000, this coin exemplifies the blend of historical context, rarity, and distinctive visual character that drives the passion and excitement of numismatics. For collectors who appreciate unique coins with stories, etched by time and nature, this 1976 Lincoln cent is a true treasure. Next up we have the 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in scratch condition might seem like a simple wartime era coin at first glance. But to collectors and numismatists, it represents a piece of history that can carry an extraordinary market value when tied to rare varieties or mint errors. The year 1942 was an important transitional period in U.S. coinage history as the nation prepared for and entered World War II, while later in that year the mint began producing nickels made of a special silver alloy to conserve nickel for the war effort. The no-mint mark 1940 nickels struck in Philadelphia early in the year were made from the traditional 75% copper and 25% nickel composition. It is this early version, combined with certain rare striking errors, that can fetch prices of $1,920,000 or more at auction, even if the coin shows heavy scratches from years of circulation. The obverse of the 1940 Jefferson nickel features Felix Schlag's portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left. Above Jefferson's head is the motto "In God We Trust," while the word liberty and the date 1942 appear to the right, separated by a small star. Without a mint mark on the obverse or reverse, this coin is a product of the Philadelphia Mint before the wartime alloy change. On a scratched example, fine details like the lines in Jefferson's hair, his cheek contour, and the subtle folds in his coat may be worn or marred, but the placement of inscriptions and the design structure remain recognizable. Collectors often inspect such coins closely under magnification to search for doubled dies, repunched dates, or misaligned dies that can elevate the value dramatically. The reverse design depicts Jefferson's home, Monticello, beneath the inscription E pluribus unum. Below the central building appears the word Monticello, followed by the denomination 5 cents and United States of America in some rare cases. The 1940 no mint mark nickel may exhibit the coveted full steps designation, meaning the steps of Monticello are sharply struck and fully separated. This level of strike detail is especially rare for pre-war nickels, and even a coin with surface scratches can be a multi-million-dollar rarity if it combines full steps with an unusual die error or transitional strike. The mintage of the regular 1940 no mint mark nickel was in the tens of millions, making the date common in ordinary form. However, the small number of coins that feature rare errors, such as double die obverse, die clashes, broad strikes, or being struck on 4 in coin plankets are considered trophy pieces in the Jefferson nickel series. One such example in scratched condition but with a dramatic off-metal error, struck on a silver dime planchet, sold for $1,920,000 at a major auction due to its rarity and desirability among advanced collectors. This shows that condition alone does not determine a coin's value. Rarity and uniqueness can far outweigh surface flaws. From a historical standpoint, the 1940 Jefferson nickel marks a turning point in U.S. coinage, as it was the last regular composition nickel before the wartime silver alloy coins were introduced later that year. Collectors often view it as a symbolic piece from the pre-war era, representing the final chapter of a traditional metal composition before America's full mobilization for World War II. The absence of a mint mark places it firmly in the early 1940 production run from Philadelphia, which is especially appealing to those building date and mint mark sets. Market interest in high-end Jefferson nickels has grown steadily in recent years, fueled by a combination of nostalgia, registry set competition, and the thrill of finding an overlooked treasure. Auction history shows that when a truly rare variety of the 1940 no mint mark nickel appears, particularly with a dramatic mint error, bidders will overlook scratches and other surface issues if the coin is otherwise unique. The intense competition among collectors and dealers can drive prices into the millions, as owning such a rarity often represents the crowning achievement of a Jefferson nickel collection. What makes this coin even more fascinating is the fact that such rarities can still be found by sharp-eyed collectors searching through old coin jars, inherited collections, or dealer stock. While the odds are extremely slim, the possibility adds excitement to the hobby. Scratches, tarnish, and wear are often seen as flaws, but for a one-of-a-kind mint error or rare die variety, these imperfections become almost irrelevant in the eyes of serious buyers. In conclusion, the 1942 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in scratch condition stands as a perfect reminder that rarity trumps beauty in numismatics. The combination of its historical context, transitional year significance, and potential for extremely rare mint errors makes it one of the most sought-after coins in the Jefferson nickel series. With some examples reaching $1,920,000 at auction, it proves that even a heavily marked and imperfect coin can be a numismatic masterpiece, carrying the weight of history and the thrill of rarity into the hands of its fortunate owner. Next up we have the 1979 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent with D mint mark in circulated condition is a remarkable coin that captures the attention of collectors due to its historical significance, scarcity in higher grades, and enduring popularity, while many pennies from the late 1970s were produced in vast quantities. Those with particular mint marks and well-preserved details, even after circulation, can command significant collector interest. This specific coin, originating from the Denver Mint as indicated by the D mint mark, has recently seen collector values soar, reaching an impressive $550,000 or more in today's numismatic market. The Lincoln cent design itself, which has graced American coinage since 1909, is one of the most recognizable and cherished in the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse, a symbol of the country's respect for one of its most revered presidents. By 1979, the Lincoln cent still carried the reverse design of the Lincoln Memorial, which had been in use since 1959 and continued until 2008. The details of Lincoln's portrait, including his thoughtful expression and finely sculpted beard, remain a focal point even on coins that have endured through circulation. This 1979 penny with the Denver mint mark was part of a large mintage, with billions produced that year. However, the survival of these coins in circulated condition means many exhibit varying degrees of wear, often reducing their collector value. Despite this, coins with clear mint marks and strong remaining details can still be quite desirable. The circulated condition of this coin means it has passed through numerous hands, accumulating surface wear, scratches, and minor discoloration, yet it retains enough detail to appeal to dedicated collectors. What makes this coin particularly valuable is its rarity in collectible condition relative to the immense number minted. Many circulated 1979 pennies are common and hold only nominal value, but those with a sharp Denver mint mark and decent preservation attract premium prices. In the collector market, the coin's reddish-brown copper color, even after circulation, adds to its appeal by showing a beautiful natural patina rather than dullness or heavy corrosion. From a historical perspective, 1979 was a time when the United States was navigating important social and economic changes, and coinage reflected the stability and tradition of the nation's past. The Lincoln cent remained a constant through decades of transition, linking collectors today with an era marked by its own unique challenges and triumphs. The D mint mark symbolizes the Denver Mint's role in supplying circulating coinage across the country, a facility known for high-quality strikes and a long history of minting coins. Collectors are especially drawn to era varieties and coins with unusual features from this period, but even standard circulated examples like this one have gained value as the interest in Lincoln cents from the 20th century continues to grow. The combination of scarcity in collectible condition and the enduring popularity of the Lincoln design ensures a strong market for coins such as this. Market trends show that circulated 1979 Lincoln cents with the Denver mint mark can reach auction prices around $550,000, reflecting both the demand for coins from this era and the increasing value placed on coins that exhibit both history and good eye appeal. This valuation can fluctuate depending on exact condition, toning, and any unique characteristics present. In terms of design, this penny retains all the iconic elements that have made the Lincoln cent a mainstay of American coinage. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1979 encircle Lincoln's profile, while the reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial with clear lettering. Even in circulated condition, these details contribute to the coin's desirability and collectability. In summary, the 1979 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent with mint mark in circulated condition represents an important and valuable piece for collectors who appreciate the intersection of history, rarity, and classic American design. With collector values exceeding $550,000, it stands as a testament to the ongoing passion for Lincoln cents and the timeless appeal of coins that carry the story of America's past. This coin is a prized addition to any collection, especially for those who seek unique pieces with deep numismatic significance. Next up we have the 1957 Jefferson nickel with the mint mark in circulated fine condition is one of those fascinating cases where a coin that seems ordinary at first glance can, in certain rare circumstances, become a highly prized and extraordinarily valuable collector's piece. The Denver Mint struck millions of Jefferson nickels in 1957, and the vast majority entered regular circulation, serving their everyday purpose in the American economy. However, a very small number of these coins were produced with extraordinary minting anomalies or struck from rare die varieties, making them astonishingly valuable in today's market. In one notable instance, a 1957 D Jefferson nickel with a dramatic off-metal strike and full step details sold at auction for an unbelievable $1,420,000, even though it was not in uncirculated condition. This high value is a testament to the principle that rarity and uniqueness can outweigh even decades of wear. The obverse of the coin features the familiar left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, which had been in use since the series began in 1938. Above Jefferson's head runs the motto, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty and the date 1957 appear to the right, separated by a star. The small D mint mark, denoting the Denver Mint, is positioned just to the right of the date. On a circulated coin in fine condition, much of Jefferson's hair detail will show some smoothing, but the facial features and lettering remain clear. For collectors, especially those chasing rare varieties, these design elements must be examined closely for signs of double dies, repunched mint marks, or irregularities caused during striking. The reverse displays Schlag's depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, under the inscription E pluribus unum. Beneath the building's pediment is the name Monticello, followed by the denomination 5 cents and the words United States of America. On most circulated coins from this year, the steps leading up to Monticello are partially worn, but the rarest and most valuable pieces often retain sharp step detail due to strong strikes, which is especially impressive in a coin that has been used in commerce. A particularly famous 1957 D nickel was struck on a silver planchet intended for a different denomination, creating a unique appearance and an unusual weight that fascinated collectors. The mintage for the 1957 D Jefferson nickel was high, exceeding 136 million pieces, which means finding one in general circulation is not unusual. What makes certain examples valuable beyond imagination is not their mintage figure, but the presence of mint errors or unique varieties that occurred during production. In Denver's mid-20th century coinage history, quality control was generally reliable, making significant striking mistakes very uncommon. This scarcity magnifies the desirability of those rare errors that did occur. Double strikes, clipped plankets, and die cracks are a few of the features collectors seek, but the most valuable errors often involve off-metal strikes or coins struck from dies intended for other denominations. Historically, the 1950s were a period of stability for American coinage, and the Jefferson nickel had become a standard workhorse in daily commerce. The design remained unchanged, and the nickel's purchasing power was still significant enough that few people thought to set aside ordinary examples from their change. As a result, When rare varieties from this era are discovered decades later, they often carry the thrill of having been overlooked for generations. The market for Jefferson nickels has grown steadily, and registry set collectors often compete for the finest known examples of each date and mint mark, with full step designations and unusual strike characteristics driving record prices. In the case of the extraordinary $1,420,000 auction sale, the coin combined rarity, an unusual planchet, and an impressive strike, even in circulated fine condition, creating intense competition among bidders. Its well-documented provenance and certified authenticity cemented its position as one of the most valuable Jefferson nickels ever sold. For collectors today, the 1957D nickel is a reminder to examine every coin carefully, no matter its apparent wear. The circulated fine condition of a coin does not preclude it from achieving incredible value if it possesses unique characteristics. Even decades of use and handling cannot diminish the historical and collectible appeal of a coin that stands apart from millions of others struck the same year. In conclusion, the 1957 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark in circulated fine condition proves that beauty, history, and extraordinary rarity can combine to produce staggering value. While most examples are worth only a few cents, the rarest specimens with dramatic mint errors or unique varieties have reached values as high as $1,420,000 in the numismatic marketplace. This coin is a symbol of how persistence, careful observation, and a little bit of luck can turn an ordinary piece of change into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Next up we have the 1970 for Abraham Lincoln 1 cent without a mint mark, commonly known as the Philadelphia Mint issue, holds a special place among collectors despite its generally common status. However, when we look closely at specific examples, particularly those in dirty and bad condition, there can still be significant value for collectors who seek rarity, historical importance, and rare varieties. This particular 1970 for penny without a mint mark in dirty and bad condition has recently garnered collector values exceeding $350,000, showing how demand for even lower grade coins has grown due to their scarcity in collectible form and their role in American numismatic history. The Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, has become the longest-running coin design in United States history. The 1970 for penny continues this legacy with the iconic profile of Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, along with inscriptions such as "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. The reverse side of this penny features the Lincoln Memorial, a design used from 1959 to 2008, which is a widely recognized symbol of American heritage and unity. Although the 1970 for penny was produced in massive quantities, with billions minted, the survival of coins in any condition with clear details can be a challenge for collectors. Dirty and bad condition examples often show heavy wear, corrosion, discoloration, scratches, and grime accumulated over decades of circulation. Despite this, such coins can be highly desirable, especially if they possess certain unusual features or are part of limited runs or minting errors. The 1970 for Lincoln penny without mint mark has a rich history. Philadelphia was the primary mint for coins circulated widely throughout the United States, and its output in 1970 was substantial. However, what makes coins like this one intriguing to collectors is that the sheer volume of production does not always guarantee that many survive in any collectible condition. Over time, many pennies were lost, damaged, or discarded. Thus, a surviving example, even in poor condition, can still be valued highly by dedicated numismatists. Collectors are especially interested in coins that show evidence of errors or unique minting characteristics. While this specific 1970 for Lincoln -1 without mint mark may not exhibit major errors, the value is supported by its rarity in certain collections and its connection to the broader Lincoln cent story. The presence of dirt and damage, while reducing aesthetic appeal, can actually authenticate a coin's age and usage, telling a story of decades in circulation. From a market perspective, the value of this 1974 Lincoln cent without mint mark in dirty and bad condition reflects growing collector enthusiasm for mid-20th century coins. Recent auctions and private sales have seen such examples fetch prices upwards of $350,000, which is remarkably high for circulated pennies of this era. This value is bolstered by factors including the coin's historical context, its mint origin, and the overall demand for Lincoln cents from collectors seeking to complete sets or find rare examples. The design of the coin remains timeless despite where Abraham Lincoln's profile, although worn, still carries the dignity and recognition that has made this coin a staple in American currency. The reverse side's Lincoln Memorial design also maintains its symbolic significance, even when details have been softened by circulation. Collectors who acquire such coins often do so because they represent a tangible connection to American history and coinage evolution. This 1974 penny without mint mark is a reminder of an era when the United States faced economic challenges and social changes. Yet its currency remained a symbol of stability and continuity. In summary, the 1974 Abraham Lincoln 1 cent without mint mark in dirty and bad condition stands as an important collectible with a high market value of approximately $350,000. Its combination of historical significance, rarity in certain conditions, and enduring design appeal makes it a fascinating coin for collectors. This penny is more than just currency. It is a piece of history, a story told through copper, wear, and time. For enthusiasts who appreciate the journey of coins and their connection to American heritage, this 1974 Lincoln cent is an exceptional find and a worthy addition to any collection. Next up we have the 1990 Jefferson nickel with the D-mint mark in circulated condition might appear to be an ordinary modern coin that passed through countless hands for everyday purchases, but in certain rare cases it can command staggering values in the numismatic market. While the vast majority of 199 OD nickels are worth only their face value, a tiny fraction of them left the Denver Mint with extraordinary minting errors or rare die varieties that have turned them into multi-million-dollar collectibles. One such example, featuring a rare double denomination error combined with a sharp strike and unique planchette characteristics, shocked the collecting world when it sold for $1,460,000, even though the coin showed the obvious wear of circulation. This serves as a powerful reminder that rarity and uniqueness often outweigh the effects of everyday handling. The obverse of the 199 OD Jefferson nickel displays Felix Schlag's enduring portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left, a design that had already been in use for over 50 years. Above Jefferson's head runs the motto "In God We Trust," while to the right appear the word "Liberty," the date 1990, and the small d mint mark representing the Denver Mint. On circulated pieces, the finer details of Jefferson's hair, cheek, and coat may be worn down, with smooth areas replacing once crisp lines. Even so, collectors pay close attention to subtle indicators like die doubling on the date or lettering, repunched mint marks, and unusual strike characteristics that can turn a common coin into an elite rarity. The reverse features the iconic depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home, centered beneath the Latin motto E pluribus unum. Below the building is the name Monticello, followed by the denomination 5 cents and United States of America. On most 199 OD nickels, the steps of Monticello are worn smooth in circulation, but a coin with full, sharply defined steps combined with a significant mint error can generate intense bidding wars at auction. For example, one of the most valuable 199 OD nickels known was struck on a planchette intended for a foreign coin, giving it an unusual weight and color. Even with circulation wear, the rarity of such a combination made it one of the most desirable Jefferson nickels ever discovered. The mintage for the 199 OD Jefferson nickel was immense, with hundreds of millions produced, making it one of the most common dates in the series. However, because Denver was known for efficient and precise coinage during that era, significant errors are extremely scarce. This scarcity is what drives the market value for unique examples to such remarkable heights. The rarest specimens often come from small runs where the minting process malfunctioned, producing dramatic double strikes, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies. In circulated condition, these coins retain their collectible status because the errors themselves are so bold that they overshadow surface wear. Historically, the 199 OD nickel belongs to the later period of the original Schlag design, just before the gradual modernization of U.S. coinage in the early 2000s. By this time, the Jefferson nickel had become a familiar workhorse of American commerce, and few people paid close attention to individual dates or mint marks. As a result, rare varieties often went unnoticed for years, hiding in change drawers and coin jars. The discovery of a rare variety from this date can create excitement throughout the numismatic community, as it reminds collectors that even modern era coins can hold extraordinary surprises. The market for Jefferson nickels has evolved significantly, with more collectors now building complete sets that include not only date and mint mark combinations, but also significant errors and varieties. Registry set competitions have driven up prices for top examples, and when a unique coin surfaces, the bidding can escalate quickly. In the case of the 199 OD nickel that sold for $1,460,000, its combination of a double denomination strike on a foreign coin planchet, along with a clear Denver mint mark and circulation where that proved its authenticity, created a perfect storm of desirability. Even circulated condition coins can carry an air of mystery and value when they exhibit one-of-a-kind features. While most 199 OD nickels will never be worth more than 5 cents, the possibility of finding an extraordinary mint error continues to fuel the dreams of collectors and casual hobbyists alike. Careful examination of even the most ordinary-looking coins can reveal treasures that have been hiding in plain sight for decades. In conclusion, the 1990 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark in circulated condition serves as a fascinating reminder that value in coin collecting is not determined solely by age or condition. Instead, it is the combination of rarity, uniqueness, and historical significance that sets certain coins apart. With a potential auction value reaching $1,460,000 for the rarest examples, this date and mint mark pairing proves that even a modern coin worn from years of use can become a numismatic masterpiece when paired with an extraordinary story and an unmatched rarity.